This right here was just a humble Amish shed that I've been working on converting into my own little DIY data center. In particular, I am chasing passive income dreams through the use of mining cryptocurrencies with hard drives. But why? And that's what I really want to talk about today, just my thought process into why I'm doing this. Why I'm literally adding a hard drive mining arm to my mining business, right? Why wouldn't I just buy Bitcoin miners? Why wouldn't I just not do this to begin with? Or why wouldn't I just buy the coin? So that's what I want to run through today. It's a strategy talk, the projections, what goes into this, what are my costs, what are my expenses, what's, my hopeful returns. My name is Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. So I think for me in particular, right, I grew up on strategy games, real-time strategy, a beautiful era of gaming, right? Going from StarCraft, Command and Conquer, and then to my beloved Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne. In these games, there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of elements, but one of the key things is just gonna be resource management, resource acquisition, right? The good old expo, the expansion, the additional base where you're mining more minerals, quite literally mining, or maybe, and that's with StarCraft, or maybe you're in Warcraft and you're firing up another gold mine. But the point is, the more bases you have, the more resources that you have then collected, and thus the bigger army you can build, and then you have to enter the micromanagement part and literally outmaneuver people, hopefully, on the battlefield. You take that and you translate it to, say, business. You translate it to cryptocurrency, passive income, return on your investment. You've got your capital that you've generated through your 9-to-5 or other means, and then you're like, how can I get this stuff working for me? How can I get my money working for me? Okay, and there's a lot of different things you can do, but let me really stay on topic and focus today with my hard drive mining shed in particular. So I've been building out a few things with the VoskCoin mining farm. For example, I have the pod, which is a plug-and-play air-cooled Bitcoin mining farm, basically. I also have the gray mining shed. The purpose of that was originally air-cooled miners, and then I switched that to be an immersion mining deployment plan, and it actually may end up as another air-cooled mining deployment because my pod is just giving me nothing but problems and trouble lately. So the garage, or the field building I call it, that's really a warehouse, it's a workplace. There's a lot I want to do with that, but I'm just not there yet. And to be honest, it's unrelated to the actual, put a bunch of miners in here, right? And so enter the hard drive mining shed. Why? Okay, so with this, I can basically just simply build a box and put a bunch of hard drives in it, as well as servers. It's simple, it's effective, it's small, but enough space for me to, do whatever I need to do in there. I'm also gonna put a little desk, and it's gonna double as my field office because I'm putting a mini split on it. Why? Well, with HVAC, I will cool this. These servers and these hard drives don't consume all that much energy. In particular, right, I've reviewed the Evergreen Chia Miners. They're plug and play, they're pretty cool. Those in particular, if you've got 10 hard drives, right, and the hub, you're using less than 100 watts. That's like not even $5 a month of electricity to run, depending on your electricity rate. And it's just not that much energy consumption. And lower energy consumption leads to lower heat. The point being is that my AC unit doesn't have all that much to deal with. That, like, it has to cool. It's not like putting a bunch of big Bitcoin miners in there. I could put over 300 hard drives comparatively to just one single current generation Bitcoin miner. Like, that is a magnitude of just difference. So by cooling and not having all that much heat to actually cool off, my bill won't be that bad. Eventually I'm gonna put up solar panels, and then I'll just be making my own electricity, and this will be the first thing I completely power off grid. So that's also like a phase 2 of the project, which I'm excited about. But also I've insulated it, got wall covering up, got styrofoam double bubble on the floor. I built this thing from its inception to be cooled. It's a 12 by 20 structure that's only 240 square feet. It's insulated in the ceiling, walls, and floor. So that's kind of the gist of the plan. Throw up a couple racks, and then maybe hopefully throw up a server rack, and also deploy a bunch of hard drives for Chia farming. So Chia in particular, right, it's about a $250 million market cap coin. It's down exponentially from its all-time high. And there's a lot of money in new coins emitted, mined, or produced per day, right? Right now, about $250,000 of new coins mined every day. So it's a pretty juicy pie to try to take a bite of. The elephant in the room, though, is going to be that there's a halving in less than a year, and basically that means the amount of coins mined per day will be cut in half. In some other cryptocurrencies, that has predated new all-time highs. Past performance, other coins, you never know, right? I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, Chia is gonna go from recording this video right now around like $31 to over $1,300. Possible? Absolutely. Do I think it'll do that? Well, let's just say I hope so, and that'll make this all worthwhile. But that's the key focus of this hard drive mining deployment, or as they call it, Chia XCH farming. There are other coins you can mine with hard drive or use your hard drives in conjunction with. The other most notable one would be Filecoin. So there are a couple backup contingency plans with the gear other than simply just liquidating and selling this if it does not work out. The really positive thing about mining with hard drives is that they are general purpose hardware. There's a lot of things you can do with hard drives. They have a street value. I mean, they're useful, right? And if you take, say, a Bitcoin miner, once that Bitcoin miner is obsolete, it's literally worthless, okay? It's an ASIC miner. It uses ASIC chips in it, and basically that means it's an application-specific integrated circuit miner. It's a purpose-built machine. These boards, basically all they do is mine Bitcoin or the SHA-256 mining algorithm. That's it. There's no, oh yeah, let me fire up my Bitcoin miner. I feel like watching Netflix. No. That ain't gonna work. No gaming on it either. So the next key piece of my plan is going to be my electricity rate, right? I'm paying around 10 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm hoping to get a better rate sometime in the future one day, but my electric company is just frustrating. But the fact of the matter is that this is a very low energy consumption deployment, right? That's why they say that Chia's mining algorithm is green, because it just doesn't use all that much energy for how much, especially capital heavy hard drive gear, you're using in correlation with that. So as long as I earn more coin than I burn in electricity, like, I have a good operation, right? The path to break even is longer on this. Like on paper, it'll take me several years if nothing changed to break even. So it's really not like, oh, be rich tomorrow, oh, super lucrative. And that's where a lot of people beg the question, if you're so confident in this coin, why not just buy it? Well, I'll tell you what, one, above all, that's f***ing boring. So that's more than enough reason for me alone. Two, right, I have been fortunate to receive some hard drive mining gear to review, which has increased my deployment of actual drives mining and decreased my cost to do that. Not all my gear is free. I'm spending more money to buy more gear. I'm spending a lot of money to build this infrastructure. But for me personally, I do have a unique advantage here, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for all you maniacs that tune in here to the VoskCoin YouTube channel that build the platform that allows me to continue just doing all this crazy stuff and just bringing you real world mining data and video guides, tutorial. I just want to try to add value in every way I hopefully can. In addition to that, once I have this gear and it eventually breaks even, right, then I'm all gravy. The electric cost is so low. And another way for me to put this is, like, I can run this for years and years and years, hopefully decades, right? And I'm just gonna let it eat. I'm gonna let it rip, and hopefully long term it's awesome and really pays off. which is another reason why I didn't want to do some ambient air cooling where I've got filters, I'm using outside air, and it just ends up a lot dirtier even with the filters, because let me tell you, they don't catch everything. By putting in a closed system, using HVAC like this, it's going to be so simple, so clean, low airflow on the inside, and it's going to be cool air. I'll throw in an air filter. I mean, we're going to get close to a dust-free environment, which will reduce maintenance, will increase longevity, and hard drives are a little bit of a more fickle machine. The dirtier they get, the hotter conditions you run them in, they won't last as long. So in a way, I consider this deployment and investment, obviously like today in this operation, but spending more to essentially make it more future-proof, enhancing the longevity, just adding some more vitality to this thing. This has not been a cheap project by any means, and it's definitely overbuilt. To dig into, my personal numbers with this, when it's all said and done, I'm probably gonna have about 25 grand into the infrastructure, from the shed, the finishing on the inside, the electrical work, going from my electric service to this shed, which is basically just more electrical work, right? The shelving on the inside, everything. It all adds up. Obviously the mini split, which and this is definitely overbuilding, but I'm putting 2 mini splits on it. Same unit, and that way I have redundancy. If this one goes down, I can fire this one up. If somehow things get crazy and I can inject some more capital into this, and I outgrow one mini split, then I can run both of them at the same time. I will say though, in particular on the sticker shock price point, this is largely increased because, I hate to say this because I'm a totally DIY guy, but like I've contracted the work, right? Like I didn't build the shed, I didn't run the electric, I didn't throw up the cedar board on the inside, I didn't throw up the insulation. Obviously I designed it, and I'm involved in all this whole process, but I'm paying a premium on the contractor side. And unfortunately, just due to the fact that somehow every single day, like I work the majority of the day and I still lose time and fall behind like farther on my schedule. That's actually not true. I finally started gaining on my to-do list some, thankfully. But the point here being is that you take the labor out, I mean, God, probably get this thing for half price. If you have the know-how or you're willing to learn, I mean, that's a total game changer. For me though, this wasn't in the cards. The point is I am very seriously building this for basically like the absolute hopeful cryptocurrency bull run. And that's when this will really pay off and make the big returns, and hopefully protect myself from any downtime, especially in some of the most important mining periods if you're at least looking at the USD value. Right now, I'm stacking coins. I'm not selling cryptocurrency, I'm stacking cryptocurrency. This is, I mean, I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing personally. Like, I'm not selling anything right now. It's the time to stack. The cryptocurrency prices are low, and I think there's still a very bright future for this sector and then some. And that's one of the key pieces that some people just either they don't know about and understand, or they're not bold enough to chase it. And we'll see. We can look back and see if I'm a genius or an idiot on this move. Point being is that if you want to deploy this and it's like super profitable to do this right now, well, that's when gear is going to be sold out. Hard drives are going to be up in price or hard to find. You're going to have to rush to figure everything out. You're going to have to rush to set up an area to do this. And I will say that these are like really easy to deploy. You could throw these in your basement. You could throw these in your garage. You could throw them in, you could actually even be running them in your bedroom, which is very unlike many cryptocurrency mining rigs. But for me personally, I've been mining for around 7 years, and I absolutely love mining. Okay, I love it. But it eventually, I really just got sick of being around miners all the time, and they're in like this corner and that corner, and I'm trying to just chill out over here and get some gaming in, but I've got a miner just going in my ear. I'm like, oh, that was the sound of my people, but I need a break from my people. And so, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to doing things different ways and getting your initial deployment costs down. Like if you want to do something like this, you definitely don't have to take it this far. Step one, you can just grab rig or DIY your own Chia farmer and give it a spin and check it out. You definitely should join the VoskCoin Discord server and go to the HDD mining, chat within it, and connect with all the other Chia farmers in there. They've got so much good information. They'll help you get started if you haven't ever set something like this up. But definitely understand that setting up your own hard drives to mine Chia is a little bit more involved than you may anticipate. But if you're technical, you'll definitely have no problem. And if you're not, if you put enough time in, I'm sure you can figure it out. It's not like it's, impossible. And, as always, I firmly believe that you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it and you put in the time and effort to learn and figure it out and, work through the troubleshooting. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying that you can definitely do it. And don't forget that. So to round up my thoughts on this, this is one of the many things in my life that a lot of people have hated on. They think it's either dumb, why, waste of money, do it a different way. But for me, this is how I want to do it. I get a nice dedicated structure. I can scale. I'm pulling 200 amps into this, right? 200 amps of hard drives, it's freaking ridiculous. Really going to feel like a data center if I could shove all those in there. But I don't even have the capital to deploy enough hard drives to consume all that electricity. But the point here being is that I built it to scale. I built it for the upside, and basically I will have a server room and dedicated area for hard drive mining or other delicate mining operations for the rest of my life. And that has a lot of value to me. I oversized the building a little bit because I do record video content. And by oversizing the building some, it's going to allow me to, one, I can even just use it as a field office and work in the AC, which I'll really appreciate personally. I'm also going to be able to get some better camera angles, some better, shoot some better video, shoot some better pictures, because I'm not working with, just a super small footprint or like something that I can barely even get in and access, right? Adding a few more feet around it, it costs a couple $1,000s. Ultimately, that's an investment in like my content. And I don't know where all this is going to go or won't go, but at a minimum, I'm just going to know that I tried to make good stuff, tried to have some fun. And I just want to, especially with VoskCoin, right, just get back to just having fun, doing some fun shit, doing some dumb shit, and just keep building, right? I mean, some people write code. I guess I build mining sheds. I mean, it ain't the most glorious path, but better or worse, it's my path. I'm pretty hyped on this stuff though, and my final note as I close out this video is, above all, I'm having fun, I'm enthusiastic, I'm stressed with my financial investment into this, right? But about a week ago, I had 30 hard drives mining, and as of yesterday, just got everything hooked up. I've got about 60 hard drives mining, and I'm approaching 1 petabyte. And it's starting to get kind of serious, and that's exciting. And so, I've been really fixated on getting the infrastructure, really just the hard drive mining shed set. And after that, I'm here to just plug and run with this and see where it goes. Ultimately, I hope it pays off. If it goes well or not, I'll let you know here on the channel. But hey, I don't know. That's all I got. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm reporting to you live, but it's not live, from Alexa's garden, which is definitely coming along. It's definitely been a work in progress. We've had so much going on, but she's got something really cool going on out here, and I love that she's kind of picked up a hobby and just kind of run with it full force. And your boy is like, okay, that's great, but when are we gonna have a greenhouse that's warmed with mining rigs? Okay. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, is that a garden shed too? You best believe I'm gonna try to get some electricity in there, but she'll try to stop me. But even if they stop me, they could never really stop me. Just like no one can stop you from clicking that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. 10 seconds of Tales in the Garden edition. Woo!